Alright, let's go ahead and get started. Today our lesson 3-3 is interpreting graphs and tables. And our objective is to interpret information given in a graph or table and to make a graph to solve the problems. Now this lesson is relatively short today. I think we only have 3 slides. And the reason why is because a lot of this is going to have to simply be done by reading, drawing, thinking out the problem. So let's take a look at our first one. Alright, our first example here says Mr. Lee is traveling on a highway, then he pulls over to make a call on his cell phone. He then gets back on the highway. Okay, so let's think about that. It's telling us that Mr. Lee is driving down the highway, let's say, I don't know, 50... I'll draw my graph down here. Let's say he's driving down the highway going 55 or whatever. Okay, then it says that he's going to pull over and make a call on a cell phone. So we were going, and then he pulls over and stops. Okay, so he's going 0 miles an hour down here. Then he pulls back onto the highway. So if we're thinking about that, we could have a graph that looks something like that if this were looking for a graph itself. But this one's putting it into a table. So let's take a look at this and think about it. Okay, at 1 o'clock, the car was going, it says 55 miles per hour. Okay, or 50. All those work out. Yeah, all those, that make sense with our statement. Now, at 1:05, we have a 50. If you notice, car 2 right here slows down a little bit. Car 1, however, stays the same. Car 3 slows down considerably, from 55 down to 10. Okay, so we know he's slowing down a lot. Now on 110, car 1, if you notice, goes down to 30 miles per hour. Car 2, however, stays the same, stays at 50, so he's not slowing down anymore. Car 3 stops completely. 115, again, car 1 stays at 30 miles per hour. Car 2 actually speeds up, and car 3 stays parked at 0 miles per hour. Then, at 120, let's see, car 1 slows down and stops. Car 2 slows back down to 50 miles an hour, so I'm not even really sure what's going on there. It's like, I guess he can't work the gas pedal. And car 3 speeds back up to 55. Alright, so if we're looking at these, which one of these matches the graph that I made? Well, car 3 matches the graph that I made and the stipulation that we have right here in our problem. Okay, it says he's traveling on the highway. Look, he's traveling 55 right there. Then he pulls over to make a call on a cell phone. Well, he slows down to 10, and at 110 he actually stops. Okay, and he still stops. So right here, he's talking on his cell phone. Then it says he pulls back onto the highway. So right here, when he's going 55 again, that means he pulled back on the highway. Okay, good. Let's take a look at our next slide. Alright, this one actually wants us to match these cars up here with each of these graphs underneath here. Okay, so let's take a look at our first table right here. Okay, the first one says he starts out at 50 miles an hour, which actually we should be able to tell which one that one is right off the bat because there's only actually one car that starts off at 50 miles an hour. It's actually going to be car 1, but let's check it. Okay, starts out at 50, still going 50 at, say, 105, then it slows down to 30 at 110, and it's still going 30 at 115, and then slows down to a stop at 120. So this first one right here certainly is going to be car 1. Okay, so let's take a look at our next graph right here. Okay, this one starts at 55, which car 2 and 3 start at 55. Then at 105 he goes to 50. At 110 he stays at 50. At 115 he goes back up to 55. And at 120 he goes back down to 50. So on this one right here, this one has to be car 2 And our last one, obviously the only one we have left, is car 3. But this is the one that we said was the one where he made the cell phone call. So let's take a look. 55. Then he goes down to 10. Then at 110 he's stopped. Okay, this is where he's making his phone call right here. 115 he's still stopped. And then at 120 he accelerates back up to 55. So all we're doing there is interpreting a table and turning it into a graph. Easy enough. Alright, I think you guys can do that. Good luck.